In a world where news anchors are expected to sound the same, polished, neutral, almost indistinguishable, Maya Santos's Filipino accent didn't just stand out, it made headlines around the globe. Her voice, rich with the cadence of her homeland, was a breath of authenticity in an industry obsessed with conformity. Yet, not everyone welcomed this change. Many called her an outsider, whispering that she didn't belong in the spotlight. Some viewers, and even colleagues, questioned whether someone who sounded so different could ever be the face of international news. When Maya first sat behind the iconic CNN anchor desk, the world wasn't just watching, it was judging. Every word she spoke was scrutinized, every syllable dissected, as if her accent alone could determine her credibility. Her accent quickly became a target for ridicule and scorn, echoing across social media platforms. Trolls and critics hid behind their screens, unleashing a torrent of harsh messages and mocking memes, trying to drown out her voice. People openly questioned her credibility, her professionalism, and even her right to deliver the news. Heated debates erupted in living rooms and online forums, with some insisting that only a standard accent could be trusted. But what her critics failed to see was the fire burning within Maya. Each insult only fueled her determination. She refused to let the noise define her, focusing instead on her mission: to inform, to inspire, and to represent those who had never seen themselves in her seat. Maya carried with her the dreams of her family and her country. Every broadcast was a tribute to her roots, her voice woven with resilience, hope, and the unbreakable spirit of the Filipino people. She knew she was speaking not just for herself, but for millions who had been told their voices didn't matter. They laughed at her sound, dismissing her as a novelty. But Maya's substance, her integrity, her journalistic rigor, her empathy, would soon silence even her harshest critics. She stayed composed, letting her work speak louder than the jeers. Over time, the narrative began to shift. Viewers who once mocked her started to listen, drawn in by her authenticity and unwavering commitment to the truth. What began as mockery transformed into admiration, and Maya's voice became one of the most trusted in news. She turned ridicule into a movement, inspiring others to embrace their uniqueness. Maya's journey is a testament to the power of perseverance. She proved that our greatest perceived weakness can, in fact, become our greatest strength. Her story reminds us that courage and authenticity can break barriers and change minds. When you speak from the heart, the world listens. Maya's story resonated with people from all walks of life, showing that representation matters and that every voice deserves to be heard. Her journey didn't just change her own life, it sent ripples through global media, challenging old norms and opening doors for countless others. Maya Santos became more than an anchor. She became a symbol of hope, resilience, and the power of staying true to oneself. Before CNN, before the bright lights and breaking news, Maya was simply a young girl growing up in a small Philippine town, her mind filled with dreams that seemed far too big for her little corner of the world. She would often gaze out at the endless fields, her heart beating with hope for something more. Her world was defined by the lush green rice paddies that stretched to the horizon, the sweet scent of mango trees in the air, and the comforting hum of a crackling television set in their modest home. That old TV was more than just a box. It was their window to distant lands, to stories and people she could only imagine. Night after night, Maya would sit cross-legged on the floor, eyes wide as she watched journalists report from faraway cities. She imagined herself in their shoes, standing tall, holding a microphone, and telling stories that mattered. In her mind, she was a bridge, connecting her small town to the rest of the world. In her community, tradition was everything. Girls were expected to follow a certain path, to dream within the boundaries set by generations before them. But Maya's dream was different, almost unheard of. Still, she held onto it tightly, believing that her voice could make a difference. She practiced news reports in front of a cracked mirror, her only audience the stray dogs lounging outside and the geckos clinging to the walls. With a hairbrush as her microphone, she delivered the news with all the seriousness she could muster, pretending the world was listening. But the path wasn't easy. English, the language of the news, was her biggest hurdle. Her accent made her stand out, and classmates would sometimes tease her, making her feel small and uncertain. The words felt foreign in her mouth, and every mistake stung. Yet, instead of giving up, Maya turned her frustration into determination. She devoured every book she could find, reading late into the night by the dim light of a lamp. She practiced English out loud, repeating phrases until her jaw ached, determined to master the language that would one day carry her stories. Her parents, though sometimes worried about her big dreams, never stopped supporting her. They saved every spare peso to buy her secondhand books, sitting with her as she read, encouraging her to keep going even when it was hard. One evening her father sat beside her and said, "Your voice is a gift, Maya. Don't let anyone tell you how to use it. Speak up, even if your voice shakes." Those words became her anchor, a source of strength she would return to whenever doubt crept in. They reminded her that her dream was worth fighting for. With every step, Maya carried her family's hope and her own determination, preparing herself for the challenges and battles that lay ahead. She knew the road would be long, but she was ready, and as her dream grew, it became more than just her own. It belonged to her family, her friends, and everyone in her town who dared to believe in something bigger. Maya's journey was just beginning, but already her dream was lighting the way for others. Maya's quest to master English was relentless. From the moment she realized the power of language, she made it her mission to learn, to adapt, and to grow. Every day she would sit for hours, poring over grammar books and listening to recordings, determined to make each word her own. She practiced with a tape recorder, mimicking international anchors, filling notebooks with new words. She would rewind and replay, listening to the subtle inflections, the rhythm of each sentence and the confidence in their delivery. Her notebooks became a testament to her dedication, each page filled with carefully written phrases and vocabulary she hoped would one day feel natural. She didn't want to erase her accent, but to blend it with clarity. Maya believed her voice carried the story of her hometown, her family, and her culture. She wanted to be understood, but never at the cost of losing herself. Practicing in front of the mirror, she learned to embrace her unique sound, finding confidence in her authenticity. Her persistence paid off. She won a scholarship to study journalism in Manila. It was a dream come true, a chance to prove herself in the bustling city, surrounded by new faces and endless opportunities. The scholarship was more than just financial support. It was validation that her hard work mattered. Even there, her provincial accent stood out, but she used her unique perspective to find overlooked stories. While others chased headlines, Maya listened to the quiet voices, the untold tales of everyday people. Her background became her strength, allowing her to connect with those who felt invisible. After graduation, rejections piled up. Her sound wasn't right. Each letter stung, a reminder that the world often values conformity over individuality, but Maya refused to let disappointment silence her. She knew her voice had value, even if others couldn't hear it yet. She took a job at a small radio station, where her empathy resonated with listeners. The station was modest, but it gave her a platform to reach people who needed comfort, information, and hope. Her warmth and sincerity drew callers from all walks of life, each one grateful for her understanding. Her breakthrough came during a typhoon. She stayed on air for 36 hours, broadcasting vital information and saving lives. As the storm raged outside, Maya's calm voice became a lifeline for thousands. She relayed updates, reassured families, and coordinated rescue efforts, never once faltering in her resolve. Her reporting was calm, compassionate, and real. Listeners felt her genuine concern, her unwavering commitment to their safety. In a time of crisis, Maya's voice was a beacon of hope, guiding her community through the darkness. A producer at an international agency heard her and saw the power in her voice. He recognized not just her skill, but the authenticity and empathy that set her apart. For the first time, Maya's unique sound was celebrated, not criticized. Maya's heart, not her accent, made her unforgettable. Her listeners felt seen and heard, inspired by her courage to remain true to herself. She became a symbol of hope for anyone who had ever felt different or overlooked. Her journey was about finding her true voice, not changing it. Through every challenge, Maya learned that authenticity is more powerful than perfection. She wrote about her experiences, hoping to encourage others to embrace their own stories. She proved sincerity connects more deeply than perfection. Her listeners responded with gratitude, sharing their own stories and finding comfort in her words. Maya's broadcasts became a safe space for honesty and connection. The world was finally ready to listen. Maya's voice, once doubted and dismissed, now reached across borders, touching hearts and changing lives. Her story reminds us all that our differences are our greatest strengths, and that the world needs every voice, especially the ones that dare to be different. The call from CNN was Maya's dream come true. Arriving in Atlanta, she felt both excitement and fear. Her first on-air assignment was a test under the world's gaze. She delivered her report with clarity and professionalism, fulfilling her destiny. Relief was short-lived. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Viewers, used to accentless anchors, mocked her Filipino cadence online. Comments attacked her name, appearance, and especially her voice. The laughter she'd endured as a child was now global. The criticism cut deep, threatening to erase years of hard work. Alone in her hotel room, Maya wondered if she'd made a mistake. CNN executives watched in silence. The world she'd dreamed of was rejecting her before she could prove herself, but Maya's story was far from over. In despair, Maya considered quitting. The ridicule was overwhelming, her dream slipping away. Then, a single email arrived from a nursing student in Cebu. "When I heard your voice, I heard my mother, my aunties, myself. For the first time, I felt pride." That message changed everything. Maya realized her voice represented millions who felt unseen. The critics' laughter shrank compared to the hope she inspired. She decided she would not change her accent or hide her identity. Instead, she'd own it and let her work speak for itself. She told CNN she was staying on her own terms. Maya would work harder than ever, embracing her roots. That single email didn't just save her career, it sparked a revolution within her. She was no longer just an anchor, she was a symbol. Maya's resolve was unbreakable, the world would hear her exactly as she was. Maya returned to the anchor desk, turning her accent into her signature. She sought out stories about immigrants and underreported communities. Her empathy and understanding set her apart. Her reporting was about humanity, not just headlines. Viewers saw genuine compassion in her eyes and warmth in her voice. She connected deeply with people, making them feel seen. Her colleagues noticed her preparation and insight. Producers gave her more airtime. Her connection with viewers grew. Public opinion shifted. Support replaced hate. Viewers praised her compassion and authenticity. Maya taught the world that a journalist's power comes from empathy, not a perfect voice. Her accent became a symbol of truth. Maya's defining moment came during Super Typhoon Raleigh. For other anchors, it was just another disaster. For Maya, it was personal. On air, she broke from the script, speaking in Tagalog to give life-saving instructions. She translated desperate pleas in real time, her emotion unfiltered. The world watched as she used her platform to save lives. The clip went viral. Her Filipino identity became her superpower. Former critics now praised her courage and compassion. Her actions led to real rescues and global donations. The hashtag #DiarnSalamatMaya trended worldwide. CNN received overwhelming positive feedback. Executives realized Maya's authenticity was their greatest asset. She redefined what a global anchor could be. The world saw the power of a true, empathetic voice. After the typhoon, Maya became a phenomenon. CNN promoted her to lead the global voice, shattering old rules about accents and credibility. Her rise changed hiring policies. Diverse voices were now valued. Young journalists worldwide saw new possibilities. Maya mentored them, urging pride in their heritage. She became a cultural icon, inspiring millions. Winning the George Polk Award, she declared, "My accent is the music of my history." Her show became a top-rated program, known for empathy and depth. Maya changed not just her destiny but the face of news. She proved the world needs voices that speak with the accent of truth. Years later, Maya returned to her hometown as a hero. The village celebrated, children holding signs, "Our voice, our pride." She spoke at her old school, sharing her real story, struggles, fears, and triumphs. "Your identity is not your weakness, it's your superpower," she told the students. "Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. The world needs to hear you." The students saw possibility in her journey. Maya's legacy was a global movement of authenticity. She inspired pride in roots and the courage to be heard. Her story became a modern fable of self-belief. Maya Santos proved a sincere heart will always be heard, no matter the accent.